This is the Marvel Legends series Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Star-Lord in the long trench coat with scarf version. The figure is part of the second wave of the 2017 Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Marvel Legends series of figures and part of the Mantis Build-A-Figure wave. I picked up the entire wave at Kramer Toy Warden. And here are the rest of the assortment. Each one has a piece to build Mantis, except for Death's Head 2. And do we really even need another Star-Lord figure? This is, I believe, also similar to the figure that's being released as a 2-pack with Ego, which I think is a Target exclusive. I don't know. We don't have Target here in Manila. I didn't see it in the US when I went to the Target stores, so I don't know. But I heard it's an exclusive, and this is quite possibly a very similar figure, if not the same figure. I don't have that 2-pack, so I can't make any conclusions. It comes with a piece for the Mantis Build-A-Figure, which is this is the right arm, and yep. Small Build-A-Figure piece. So get rid of that. He comes with several accessories. He comes with his blasters, the elemental guns, I think. Comes with a really tiny Walkman. The Walkman that he used that was crushed by his dad. No detail on it. It's just a small tile, little small piece that I can guarantee you will immediately lose if you're not careful. Like I said, it snaps on right here on his belt, which doesn't really stay all that tight. I mean, the slightest flick will knock it down. And yeah, it's a nice touch, but there's no headphones, so it's pretty useless. The guns, just like the predecessor figures, will stay. It can be plugged into his hips. You can store him there. Comes with a removable scarf, which is a nice touch. I thought it was pretty interesting. The long trench. Oh, come on! And there goes the Walkman. The long trench coat is the alternate version that he uses. We see him mostly on Ego wearing the short jacket. Speaking of previous figures, here is the Wave 1 Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Star-Lord, which personally I like better. We'll do comparisons later, but just on the trench coat, on the coat, you see him mostly in that jacket, and this is what, well, we see him in the beginning. I think when Ego picks him up and then he brings the suitcases in, this is what he's wearing, a long trench coat. Incidentally, here is the first version of the Star-Lord figure with the long trench coat, which honestly I am quite a big fan of. I love the first Guardians movie, so this figure has a very, very sentimental attachment to me. I like how it is. This one looks more like an Earth trench coat. This looks more like a galactic space trench coat. That's just bits and pieces of stuff. And anyway, I do love this figure, so I don't plan on selling this one. This one, however, I'm not entirely sure. I'm a little bit disappointed with this figure, and I think I already have too many Star-Lords to actually keep another one. So I'm quite happy with these two. I might just go ahead and sell this one. But before we go to any final conclusions, let's talk more about the figure. He also comes with that t-shirt that nobody can understand unless you speak that language. It's very similar to this one. I think the color on this one is too light. I think the color on this one is too dark. It should be in that gray, but it's up to you. I personally like this one better. The print is bigger. This one's smaller. I don't know. Now, the trench coat is probably removable if you wish. It's made of that soft PVC material. They made the armhole bigger for better articulation. However, because of the bigger armhole, you can see the t-shirt through the trench coat, which is a little bit disappointing for me. Unlike this one, where the hole is just right for the shoulder and you don't really see the t-shirt. So a little bit of a deal breaker for me, as well as this one. Talk about paint apps, not bad. I love the wash they've put on the trench coat. That's really what you're buying with this figure. It's the trench coat and the scarf. You can easily swap it around. Some people will probably just keep the trench coat and just swap it around with the other figures, but it's a different shade of maroon. This one is a lighter shade of red and maroon. This one is a little bit darker, more weathered. There's a lot of stains on it from battle damage or something. So yeah, the boots, the pants, and the shirt are also different. They are from the same mold, I suspect. And as you can see, there's also that peg where this one will also fit. I think this figure also, I can't remember if this figure had one. I think it had, but anyway, it's the same mold, point being. And oh no, it's not. It's a different mold. The legs are the same, but the chest, that's why. The chest, they took it from this one, I think. Nope, my bad. It's similar because of that ab crunch, but it's a totally different mold. So, yep. It is, quite frankly, a different Star-Lord. Yeah, because, oh no, it's the same. What am I saying? I'm such an idiot. It's the same mold. Idiot. Sorry, I thought this was a ball-jointed upper torso. It's the same mold. My bad. So, again, begs the question, do we really need a Star-Lord? The sleeves, the arms are different, but the torso, the legs, the boots, exactly the same, just painted differently. The paint, albeit, is nicer on this one. I love the black on dark brown. This one, however, I don't know. It fits the short jacket better. It kind of looks more like the movie. I don't know. I didn't get quite a long look on his boots, but it could go either way. Some would reckon this is the more accurate one. This was probably the first version that Hasbro had to work with, and then James Gunn probably said, oh, make the boots dark or whatever. This is probably the more screen accurate Star-Lord. Okay, having said that, so talking about the paint, the sculpt, quite different. The head sculpt, he's got that more sheepish look, like, yeah, there's that unspoken thing, you know, Gamora. This one is a more serious game face look, and he's got more oil on his face because it's a more glossy look. This one is a lot more matte finish on the head sculpt. So I'm kind of torn about this figure. I don't need another Star-Lord, but it just looks more accurate than this one, although I like this one better because of the short jacket and everything about it. I'm conflicted. I'm sorry. Again, so going back to this figure, what disappointed me in this figure? That sleeve, okay, I said that. I'm nitpicking. It's a great figure, don't get me wrong, but I will have to say my comments. This one, really annoying. I think you might have this one, but on this one, on my copy, this one is a little bit loose. It pops off more easily than that one, I think. The blasters are the same, but they changed the hands. The hands no longer have that trigger finger separated. It's molded into the other fingers, and as such, it's a pain to get this weapon into his fist. And once you get it in the fist, paints with great difficulty. He can't hold it properly because the trigger finger is just not present, and you see what I mean? He holds it flimsily, a little bit in a flimsy grip, and that's just disappointing. I wish they had molded it just like that, just painted over it with that glove, that cut-off glove, but they didn't, and it's kind of disappointing. See, this one has a better grip. Even this one definitely has a good grip, but this one's very disappointing. So that's that. Okay, and lastly, the one thing that really bugged me with this, he does not have an alternate head. I know, you can probably swap the alternate head from this one here and all that, but still, if you decided to skip this one and get this one, if you wanted just one over the other, you're gonna have a hard time because this one does not have the masked head, which sucks entirely. Come on, a Star-Lord without the helmet, and it even has it on the picture. That's just ridiculous, because I know in some countries they don't get all the waves. They get the wave 2, they don't get a wave 1, or they get wave 1, they don't get wave 2. Or some collectors, they don't want too many of the Star-Lord figures or too many of the same character. They only want to pick one. And this one, for me, had they changed the grips, had they given it an extra head, I would have kept this one and probably thought about selling that one. But as it is, I am really torn with this figure, and I'm having difficulty deciding whether I want to keep it or not. It's a great figure. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Despite its flaws, it's still gonna get an 8.5. Okay, maybe an 8.5. Still gonna get a high grade for me, because I do love Star-Lord. I do like the render on this one. It's just lacking several pieces. And then, come on, with a very, very little, very, very small amount of plastic for the BAF, I'm sure they could have spared some money to give that extra head, made better hands, and basically just maybe given him some headphones or something like that. So a little bit disappointed, but still a great figure to have in your collection. Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Legends collection. So there you go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Marvel Legends series, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Star-Lord from Wave 2. Thanks for watching.